All right. Welcome, everyone, to another Friday installment of Star Wars Out in the Dark. I am Will. I will be your storyteller this evening. And we have a special episode. Lucas is currently doing his best to find somewhere that has Wi-Fi and not have to pay a Starbucks exorbitant fee for his Wi-Fi. So if he comes in, we'll take care of that. Just know there might be some technical fuckery when that happens. But just so we pick up where we left off, in the last episode, because we were shy, some players, I had some trigger-happy Republic guards stun everybody that wasn't here, leaving Flid and Eedee on their own kind of Batman and Robin adventure, where they used their status, or Eedee used his status as a Jedi Knight of the Republic to help these troopers get to the bottom of what might be a huge ring of traitorous guards within the Republic hierarchy. But they went down into the bowels of Bespin, where they found a carbonite freezing chamber, where the trail of these force remnants of the crystals the Mon Cal Jedi had kind of came to a close, and they were face to face with a whip wielding half man, half serpent. And as much as I'd like to bring us all in to that scene, thanks, everybody has a Grogu. I think we're gonna open up on the cold floor of the Neverwhere as Silas and Xylus, attorneys at law, are waking up, and you see that Barnaby is kind of standing over you, very kind of very careful, and kind of you see him bend down, and as frivolous as the gesture is to you, you can feel him kind of bringing his little robotic hands under your shoulder, trying to help you sit up. And that's only for you. He doesn't do anything for Shakti. But as you sit up, he also kind of stands at attention. His head snaps upward at a 45-degree angle, and you see this holographic image of Eedee standing over him, Flid kind of kneeling down behind him in the background, and then what looks to be Republic troopers kind of walking around in the background. And Eedee has a message for you. Brandon, what did you say to them?
Yeah, I was like, do I have to press play?
I don't know. You're asking a lot of me for someone who didn't write down what it was.
Oh, I literally saw you write down what it was.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not in my notes.
All right. There is a what looks to be a very clear, thought out message that he's laying out to you about having the Republic guards come in to investigate the murder, and then Flid in the background suddenly stands up and starts asking him if they should even tell you what's happening, or if they should keep the Republic guards in the loop. Which the guards stop what they're doing, look directly at Barnaby, and then back at Flid and Eedee, and then go back to doing whatever they were doing. Which looks like they were bringing in you and Dr. Shakti, from the looks of it. Like they were bringing you in from outside. And then there's a whole thing of like, when you wake up, just let us know, and hopefully you are not dead and we're not dead.
I know for sure I said, if we are not back by the time you wake up, we have probably died.
Yeah, and then Flid's like, no, we're not dead.
Why do we have to die?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? I just like rub my head and I'm like, well, I guess we're not dead, Doctor.
Good to know. Feels like it though.
Like a freight train. And I stand up and I offer my hand if the doctor hasn't gotten up yet.
Okay. You also notice that Gardeth is missing.
Where's Gar?
I don't know.
Did we see in the video anything about him? Could we see him being moved? Or
Oh
just
yeah,
us?
yeah. Once it was you were brought in, he was brought in, and then Dr. Shakti was the last one to be brought in.
Okay. I start walking.
We woke up like right next to each other.
Yeah. There's a gap in between the two of you.
Yeah, I think they just kind of tossed us into the ship.
Yeah. Eedee and Flid did not
Yeah.
care, and they did not give any orders as to the placement of your bodies.
Thanks, Captain.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Yeah. So what were you gonna say though, Kate?
Oh, go ahead, Kate.
Are there any like footsteps or anything, like footprints? I mean, that you can see, or like trails of dirt or anything, or can I make a roll for that?
You could try to make a perception check, unless you want to try to actually use search.
I think
They're both dependent on each other. Yeah. Or an investigation.
Yeah.
Any one of the three.
It doesn't matter actually. They're all the same
Yeah.
amount. So
Okay.
I guess we'll just do search.
Okay.
It happened? Did it go through?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of get up, look around, and kind of start to piece together what might have happened to you, you can see the traces of the wakes of the body as they were being dragged in. There's no care or subtlety to it, or any kind of humane approach at it. You all three of you were literally just dragged in and kind of like laid out.
I start walking through and looking around, and I hit my comms, and I'm like, Eedee,
Static.
Flid,
Static.
Hmm.
Barnaby, do you know where they went?
He shrugs at you.
I start walking around looking for Gardeth in some of the rooms and see if I see anything real quick.
Okay. You see that his tool belt is gone.
Okay.
But otherwise, there is nothing else out of the ordinary. Everything seems to be
Okay.
where it normally is.
So I walk back. Doctor, I do not see Gar on the ship. I'm wondering if he maybe met up with Flid and Eedee wherever they are. I worry because I don't think they can handle themselves alone. I can't hear. I don't know. Can anybody else hear?
No.
Okay. No, I can't. We can't hear you, Kate.
No.
No.
Something happened. Nope.
So basically, well, why don't you come back? Let's see if it works now.
Yeah.
She comes back. This can be edited in post. No.
No. Yeah, no.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
That's for Ashley.
That's for Ashley, yeah.
Yeah.
So, no. But you can hear us, obviously. No.
Yeah.
I can read your lips, but I can't hear you.
Yeah. We'll let you know when we can hear you. So keep working at it. What is Silas gonna do?
So basically, I'm telling her, but I don't know what she's gonna say. That we should go and maybe go out and see if maybe any of those guards are still around, and maybe they can point us in the direction of where the Eedee and Flid left. Because I worry, because one of them has a knife that he doesn't want to use, and the other one doesn't have any weapons whatsoever.
I don't think that he's trained to use any of those weapons. But sure enough, you kind of relay your desires to them, and as you're walking down the ramp out of the ship, leaving them to kind of continue their search and their kind of investigation of the scene where you guys woke up, Barnaby trails after you. And as you climb down to the lowest levels, and then you come out to the landing port, you see that there are in fact 2 Republic guards at the entrance to this starport. There's a human male who looks to be about average height, no helmet, the Republic trooper armor. He's got a blaster pistol on his belt, kind of like loose, just on the wrong side of being within regulation. Clean shaven, has a scar that kind of peeks up out of his collar and kind of goes down under his shirt. The other guard, though, is a Wookiee. Big old sumbitch, almost 7 feet tall. Just this dark brown fur, like burnt chocolate, with just these kind of gray streaks that have this kind of shotgun pattern with no rhyme or reason over his body. But the Wookiee is the one that kind of sees you come down, and he kind of like slaps the shoulder of the human and points you in direction. Excuse me. And you hear their conversation abruptly end as the human kind of stands a little bit more upright, and he kind of nods at the Wookiee and starts stepping over to you. He's like, afternoon, folks. Sir, you, anybody else come too?
Well, I'm guessing Katie's with me. I don't know if she just said to come with me or not.
Sure, yeah. Am I
There we
back?
go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we got you.
Yeah.
Whatever you did, don't do it again.
Okay. The best.
Okay. So yeah. So
So you're coming,
If
Katie?
you go somewhere, I'll follow you. I'll go with you. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
so he says.
for
So
two
he
and a
does.
half of us, so.
He does say, folks.
Yeah.
He's like, I see. We were told there'd be 3 of you. Are we counting the droid then, or no?
Our friend seems to be misplaced at the moment.
Well.
Did you try calling him on the comm?
I did not. Boop boop. God
Static.
Try.
Yeah. But he looks over at you. He's like, it might have the stun effect might have had a different duration on him. Do you know what species he is?
He is a tiny person.
Oh,
Stocky build.
yeah, that narrows it down. Thanks. And
Sorry, I
at that
didn't pay
point,
attention in my alien species class.
the Wookiee kind of like has a low rumble of a laugh, and he just turns to him. He's like, "Yeah, laugh it up, fuzzball." But he turns back to you guys like, "Well, we're my name's Calix Day. We call him Haruf, for obvious reasons. We're with Sergeant Vithra Jinx, and she told us to look after you while she joined the rest of your crew in getting to the bottom of what seemed to have happened here. And as he kind of motions, you can see that the starport, the landing pad, has been cleaned. There's very few traces of the bloody mess that was the Moncal kind of what's it called, arteries, like oh yeah, the carcass has been removed, but the whole like whatever the veins and artery, the circulatory system,
right,
that kind of attacked you.
You boys sure were quick on Bespin.
Oh, you've been out for an hour, sir.
Man. Let me ask you, sir. Do you know exactly where the good sergeant and our compatriots are at the moment?
Last we were told, sir, they were on their way down into the bowels of Bespin, chasing the lead. That was about 10 minutes ago.
I look over at the doctor. I'm like, I'm not very enthusiastic with what the outcome may be of this. I think we need to get down there as quickly as possible.
I'm completely agree.
All right, let me see if I can establish radio contact with her. And he kind of walks away, and you hear him, Sergeant Jinx. This is Private Day. Can you hear me? Do you read? There is a quiet moment, and again he's like, Sergeant Jinx, this is Private Day. Do you copy?
I walk up to him, behind him. I'm like, is there a problem?
Yeah, I keep getting static for some reason.
Is this not a common occurrence?
Nah. We've somebody has a little dick. He's like, we've had some issues over the last couple of weeks, I want to say. The lower levels seem to be cutting in and out. It's nothing major though. It's just, inconvenient. Should be back within the next few minutes, give or take.
I am slightly concerned with the life expectancy of my two compatriots and crew members. I would much appreciate it if you and Haruf here could either point us in the right direction or accompany us down to the levels to find your sergeant.
I mean, we'd have to go with you, sir. Our orders are to make sure that the two of you now, because if there's one missing, then nothing can be done about that. But we were told to watch the three of you.
The issue. You don't think that we could find them on our own if we just went without knowing the specific location?
I don't doubt your intelligence, sir, ma'am. But it's just we were given direct orders to look after you.
Are you good with that thing? And I point to the gun.
I mean, you point it at who you want to shoot, and then you shoot. So, yeah, I'm pretty good with it.
Let's hope so. And I just pat I just pat my gun and I just start walking
Uh,
towards the lift.
Me too.
yeah. You see, as
I agree.
you start to walk away from the landing pad, you suddenly see Barnaby kind of freeze mid-step, and he just kind of collapses over to the side like he's frozen. And as you look down at him, you see that all of the juice has been drained from all of your blaster pistols.
What?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
Yeah. You see that there is this kind of wave that washes over all of you, and as it does, Barnaby collapses. The batteries just get drained instantly, and from this side alley, you see this cloaked figure slither forward, and as it does, you see the very same kind of half snake, half man emerge from the shadows, and as it does, it just points its scaly, kind of clawed hand towards Dr. Xylus Shakti, and it just says, "No, Jedi." And that's when we cut back to where we left Flid and Eedee.
At my funeral, I want you to have the loveliest lilies.
Hey, we're not gonna make it either. You better make a hollow message of that.
Right?
All right.
Whoever finds this.
Yeah. Leave lilies at my funeral.
I
But
need Lucas to find Wi-Fi and come in a heroic fashion
right,
and just show up.
just comes straight down at the same time in both scenarios. But you see Eedee and Flid, the very same scene that I described last time. It is the orange glow of the room is juxtaposed by the orange and red glow of this beam energy whip that has come out of this creature's hand. And as you kind of now have a moment to view the scene, you notice that it is not a handle of any sort. Like, it is coming out of its hand. And it rears back, lunges its hand forward, and the whip cracks against the human that is part of Sergeant Jix's unit.
Right.
In it, Bray. And you see that it impacts, it shatters his trooper armor, and there's this deep burning wound in the middle of his chest as he kind of collapses backward, just screaming in pain. The blaster that was in his hand is now on the floor. The other two soldiers kind of take position in a covering stance, train their guns, and then they open fire. What do the two of you want to do?
I look at Eedee, see what he's doing.
I'm gonna go pick up this gun.
And then
Okay. So you see Eedee rush forward down the steps and just scoop up the blaster in his four-limbed robotic hand. An inelegant
I'm gonna
weapon.
see if I find some cover to hide. I actually do have skill in that, so I guess I will roll.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your hide then, if that's what you want to do.
So is this a Thesapian? Is that who we're looking at?
No.
No, just a lizard, just a snake person.
Yeah. Nope.
Interesting. Okie dokie.
Yeah. So, go ahead and roll your blaster skill.
Oh, I don't have that.
Okay. That defaults to your dexterity.
Oh, so 1 dice.
Excellent.
I see Jeff shaking his head, but what else would you want me to do?
No, you're actually grabbing a weapon. I'm proud of you.
Yep. 5.
Just want to make you proud, Jeff. Just want to make you proud.
That's all he wants. That's all he wants. So you, unused to the inelegance of these blasters and just the mechanics involved with the muzzle and the direction of your target and where you actually want this shot to go, your shot goes out the window. Just shatters one of the plastic glass, and just you start to feel this kind of air. The air itself looks like it's being sucked out of the room, and you can start to see that there's like a bit of the fog from the carbonite freezing chamber starts to kind of roll in that direction of the hole, and everybody else that is actually alive starts to feel the oxygen leaving the room.
Oh, I forgot. Oxygen.
Yeah. So as Flid dives behind a box on the other side of the stairs, it is suddenly getting hard to breathe, and the sickly scent of the Tabana gas that is being mined here on Bespin starts to fill the room, and you immediately hear the sergeant, "All right, that's enough blaster fire. Pull back, pull back." And as the other guard starts to pull this wounded soldier away, you see the sergeant pull out a baton, and the tip of it starts to glow and hum. As she kind of steps up with you in front of this thing, the air around the whip starts to sizzle and catch fire every so often. There's just these sparks of fire.
It sounds like I made it more dangerous.
You sure did.
What made you think of that?
Fled, you still hiding?
I'm gonna look around my surroundings and see if I see anything. The computers or something. Maybe I can see if to get the shields up or something. I'm sure they have to have like some type of shielding if something like this happens.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
So yeah, there is a console. There's 2 consoles. There's one at the very bottom of this room where the carbonite freezing chamber is, and there's one at the very top, which is where they're dragging this wounded soldier towards. Which one would you like to go towards?
Which one's the closest one to me? And the safety first.
No. Safe. If you're leaning towards safety, then you want to go to the top of the room. The one at the bottom is much closer to the serpent creature.
Oh yeah, no, Flit's not going nowhere near that. Definitely, nope. I'm gonna head towards the top.
Okay. So that'll take the full turn to get over there. You run right by the 2 Republic guards. Do you want to help them, or do you want to just go for the council?
Quickly. Is he okay? Is he okay? Does he need help?
You look over at him, and you can see that there is this kind of not an S, but like a really weird C-shaped kind of scar. Really fresh, just kind of branded onto his chest. And he kind of like motions at it as he's screaming. It's like, what do you think?
I was just asking a question. Just try to remain calm. And I'm gonna see if I'm gonna got first aid. Let me what I can do.
Okay. So you start to help out. What a good man you are.
Yeah.
Didn't roll high enough to do anything to him.
No.
You're 6.
Okay.
You go to touch it, and it's incredibly warm to your touch. It is still hot from its from the strike that did this to him. And as you kind of look over in the direction of the serpent creature, you see it lash out again, this time at Sergeant Jinx. Do you do anything to intervene, Eedee?
Not to make
Yeah,
our situation
yeah, I do.
worse.
It's the Jedi way, of course.
Is it? Because you just shot a hole in the window.
It was an accident.
Okay.
I'm gonna just try and push him out of the way. Push her out of the way.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
I have 2 dice in that.
No, 5. It's not terrible.
Can I? It's after the fact that I can use character points,
Yes, it is after the roll has been
Okay.
made.
and it's only up to 2.
Up to 2 unless you are rolling a soak roll. Okay. So now you're up to 8. Is that 1 die or 2 die that you used?
That was 2.
Oh,
One and 0.
okay. All right, that brings you up to 8. Lower your character point your character point total.
I did.
So sure enough, you at the last moment there is a burst of speed that kind of catches you off guard, and you push this near human woman out of the way, and this whip just makes contact with the body of this droid that holds your true self. If you could please roll a soak for me. That is against strength. Or the armor, actually, because you do have an armor rating for your droid body.
So I just am I strength only? Because I have an armor section. So damage soak rolls. Is it the little explosion, the lightning, or the strength only? I rolled strength only.
Okay. No. It's going to be, I think, the lightning bolt. Because it's an energy weapon. 14. Not bad. I unfortunately rolled a 21. So that's a difference of 7.
I was gonna be like, I know Will. Oh, that's good. That's good. 15. 15 over.
7 is not terrible, from what I remember. As a droid, you should be in a good position as far as damage is concerned. Because this is the droid body. This isn't you.
Yeah. It's only already wounded once because we never fixed it.
Oh, then you are wounded twice.
Okay.
Because this is wounded once. 4 to 8 is wounded once.
So we're already wounded. All right. So it's wounded twice. Okay.
Yeah.
That was when you guys pulled me out of the wreckage. We're fine. We've already been here.
Yeah. Yeah. And there is this memory of you in your original time period in the academy. the coin knight master of yours kind of not delighted or gleeful by it, but just kind of every time that his training saber would make contact with your chassis, he'd have this almost grin on his face, and he'd be like, it is such a blessing that you do not feel this, let this be a lesson that you are going to be much different than them. And he kind of pointed over at the other classmates of yours training in this great big pavilion. All these training sabers kind of ignited, and just a sea of blue and light green as the other students kind of take their teachings. But then you're immediately brought back into the scene as you see this serpent creature slither closer to you, and as it suddenly slithers into a certain diameter of you, you suddenly feel that it isn't human. There's a very familiar energy core, a very familiar motherboard, and a very familiar synaptic response of a droid inside this thing. The thing itself is a droid. Moving back to Flid, do you want to stay with the troopers and help them get to the council, or do you want to try to leave them to their own devices and get to the council on your own?
Alright, I told him, get them to safety. I'm gonna check out something with the council. Be right back, or not. I don't know. Just get this man to safety. He's obviously in a lot of pain. I can't do it. There's so much stuff going on. I gotta do something else. Yeah, and I take off again towards the console before we run out of air. Next to Eedee.
Now that you're closer to the council, you can get to it and activate it within the same turn. Let's have you go ahead and make a computer programming and repair.
Oh gosh, fingers crossed.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna use character points. How does this work?
Okay.
I got plenty to spare.
Alright, well, actually, first of all, it's not a computer program repair, sorry. It would have been a mechanical roll. So I think go ahead and roll your mechanical, because I don't see you have any of the skills necessary.
Okay, so mechanical?
Yeah. So automatically you'll be at a higher situation. Okay, much better. So 10 does bring up the prompts of shield doors. You have the option of venting the chamber. You have the option of shielding the entire room itself. But you have 3 options, basically.
Let's shield so that way rent and oxygen leaving this room.
Okay. So as you hit the shield option, you see a kind of Tesla coil come out from the center of the room, and there's a blue shimmer that kind of washes over the ceiling, the domed ceiling, the wires, and then the cylindrical shape of the room itself. And as it washes over the hole that Brandon made, you can feel that the escape has stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And you just hear the sergeant as she kind of is getting up and kind of pulling her gun out of her holster again. She just yells up at you. She's like, "Good job, Sulliston."
Oh wait, me. That's me. Celestin. Yes. That's right. Right, I'm a Celestin. That's right. Whoa.
No.
Okay.
Eedee, what would you like to
I still
do?
have one.
I got dose ideas.
Okay.
And they are all dependent on how close am I to the actual carbonite freezing chamber itself, like the actual like pit where you get frozen.
It is about 3 or 4 steps behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Here. Okay.
Okay.
I'm anxious. Will, I'm anxious. Okay.
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 Okay. Here's my plan.
Hey, man.
Oh boy.
The droid is it still or is it rushing?
No, it's slithering towards you.
Slithering towards me.
Yeah.
And the weight of my telekinesis is how much? What's my capacity?
It depends on what you roll. So it could be good or it could be garbage.
So if I use a force point, then that's a total of 4 die. So it could be, in theory,
In theory.
I could pull the droid into the freezing chamber. Yes.
In theory, yes.
Theory, yes. Also theory,
Yeah.
I could hack into the body.
Also theory.
These are 2 good theories.
I mean,
So my question to you is, even or odds?
evens. If it's up to me.
We're hacking into the body.
Okay.
It was odd. It was a 1.
Okay.
Okay. Oh no.
I mean, yeah.
That's a good sign that it was a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Feeling really confident. I'm excited.
I mean, I should have followed Wesley Snipes' advice and always bet on black.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my force point. I'm saying it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because I have to roll for this, correct? Yes.
You do.
Alright. And what is the roll? It's computer programming, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just oh man. I'm bumping it to 14, yes?
Yes.
God, that's so hot. No.
Oh my god.
42 with a 1 on the wild die.
It was going so well!
You.
Of all the die, you had 14 dice.
Yeah.
There was one that you didn't need to get it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going so well.
So you give it the order to just drop itself into the carbonite freezing chamber, yeah? That's what you were trying to do?
I mean, I'm really trying to like shut it down in the chamber. I want to get it into the chamber and shut down.
Okay. There's a moment as you reach out with your electromagnetic touch, and there's a moment where you make contact with this entity, and there is a malignant creature in this program. It is a virus, and as you create a bridge between yourself and it, you feel it just equivalent exchange happens, and as it shuts down, you shut down, and both of your bodies just collapse onto each other, and the last thing you see is an image of Barnaby kind of standing there as you are sitting down in the cockpit, and everything that you had saved up in this droid's external memory is just erased. And you feel that you no longer have a connection to this droid body. And you can feel the plate that holds your crystalline body just unfasten. And as the body slumps down and hits, so too does the cradle kind of slide off and out of this droid. And Flid, as you're standing there, you see the sergeant holding the pistol out, and as she is about to shoot, there is a kind of feedback that happens from the Tesla coil, and you see a kind of arc between Eedee and the serpent creature, and then both of them just collapse. And as Eedee collapses, you see its inner chamber open up, and this beautiful crystalline kind of collection on a plate just kind of slides out from where the core of this droid would be. And let's go back to Silas and Xylus, attorneys at law.
Whoa!
I snap my own neck and just fall down on the ground.
Whoa!
Yeah, so the two of you and the two Republic troopers are suddenly facing off against this serpentine creature. And as it slithers forward, you see that it does kind of extend the same whip-like tendril from the palm of its extended hand. And as it does, you see it suddenly stop. There's a moment where it raises itself up in a very straight posture, and you can feel like something is off about it. And then it retracts its weapon. It hunches itself down again, and then it starts to slither back into the alley from whence it came.
Is there time? Can I throw my disc
Yeah, sure.
as it's just leaving?
Yeah.
I want to attack it.
Okay. This is obviously Jedi training in action.
As she's doing that, I'm like, well, that was we fortunately dodged that bullet. And I just I guess we did not.
Well,
All right then.
You just roll attack, right?
yeah. You roll your skill with the disc. Oh. A 7 and a 1 on a wild die is not going to be enough. You see, even as the disc is flying towards it, it kind of bats it away without even looking in the direction. This is something that neither of you had ever seen in your travels before. And the way it kind of stood up suddenly made it look almost like an antenna receiving either orders or receiving some kind of message. And as it begins to move away, you kind of have this odd feeling come over the four of you, really. And as it starts to slither away and it disappears into the alleyway that it came from, you suddenly hear the comm unit come to life. And you see that the troopers react, and it's like, "Oh, Sergeant, yeah, we hear you. Yeah, you are you okay? You good?" The two of the crew members have awoken. We're missing the third. And then you hear, Is he okay? All right, we're on our way. And they turn over to you. It's like, All right. It seems that the sergeant was also assaulted by one of these things, and unfortunately, it looks like your droid has been a casualty of the situation. But we have coordinates, and you see them start to walk towards the lift.
I drop my head a little bit.
Okay.
Is Barnaby get back up after this thing leaves?
No, he's still out.
I'm not leaving Barnaby in the middle of the freaking thing.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take him up and I'm gonna boop 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 close him.
All right. You have to manually close them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there's no real power to kind of collapse them. And you find that without the power to kind of turn on these magnets, that it's a little wobblier than you're used to. Like he's normally like collapses, and he's really kind of this really tight kind of little package. When you have to push him in, it almost feels wrong to you. And as you put him away, like he jostles a little more than you're used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you follow them down, and they come down to this shielded carbonite freezing chamber. And you can see that sure enough, the droid body of Eedee is collapsed on top of another one of these serpent creatures, and you can see that there's this crystalline formation on this disc that looks like it's equal parts something out of an H.R. Geiger drawing and something out of like a very verbose science manual.
I run over to the crystals and like, is there anything I can do if I tap into the force? Like, I don't know, sensing them, seeing if there's any semblance of life left in them.
Sure, make a sense roll.
How do force points work? If I were to...
If you declare them before the roll, and what they do is that they double your dice pool for the round.
Just don't get a 1 on the wild man.
And how would I...
I'll tell you that you probably don't need to use a force point on this.
I have faith.
All do sense.
You don't need the force point.
Yeah. There you go. 4 with no 1 on the wild die is just enough. You can sense through the pulsing of the force, and Brandon, you feel this push of the force touching the very fibers of your crystalline self, your essence, and you can feel that it is Dr. Shakti kind of reaching out and trying to see if you're there. Would you like to send anything back?
Yeah, would it be a sense roll to respond?
No, you can just give her one emotion that you're feeling.
Pain.
Kill it! It leads to suffering. Kill it!
You get that back from him. But he is there. It is there.
Do I know, like, the best way to sort of house him? I let everyone know, like, I can sense him. I can sense them. They're not gone. I don't know how to get them back, though.
And I'm sorry, Doctor. And the crystals would be what now?
Oh no.
Eedee.
Did you? I'm sorry. Did you? You said that that's Eedee.
Yes, Silas.
You can see too the jagged piece that looks like it's been hacked away, where the piece that came off of him when he was first found.
I walk over next to the doctor and I grab the hunk of the robot and I try to like move him. I'm like, I'm no expert in this, but do we just put him back in here?
I doubt it's that easy. We can try.
I look at like I look around and then like is Flid there, right?
Yeah. He's by the console, just kind of like.
I'm up there. Silas. Doctor.
Do you know what to do here, Flid? I know you're a chef, but we're at an impasse here.
Where's Gardef?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Can we actually? Our comms are back on. Can we try to call him?
Sure.
Gar?
No response.
Static or no response?
No response. The static is gone.
I make my way towards them down from the console.
Okay. Sure enough, now that everybody's here, one of the other guys goes over and replaces the shields with the kind of isolated lockdown, and you can see the very heavy round blast door kind of cover the window. You can see some Ugnots come in and start to kind of see the damage. There's a burning smell that comes off of the carcasses of Eedee's droid body and this other serpent creature. And now that it's dead, you can also see that the whip that it had protruding out of its claw is just a filament wire that kind of is powered by plasma. It isn't a lightsaber, it's just meant to mimic.
Is there anything, like, if I analyze Eedee's droid body, is there anything that can be done to fix it?
Let's have you make a droid repair roll.
Droid repair, okay.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Oh! Wow.
Nice.
Katie!
27.
That's how it's done. No one.
You are the $10 million man now, bro. You've got like extra jump and like.
With the right tools, you could fix the damage that has been done to this body. It is very superficial. The damage, as far as where the cradle was, the damage to the body, as far as like the chunk being pulled out and the whip kind of crashing against him, that's going to be a little bit harder to fix. But everything else that would require like his interface to the droid is easy enough to fix with the right tools, and maybe about 300 credits worth of supplies, different computer supplies, droid supplies.
So I think that we can repair Eedee. I just, it's going to take some money and it's going to take time and the right tools. I don't have it right now, but we should bring their body with us.
Maybe the girls at the gunslinger or new acquaintance at the weapon shop might point us in the right direction.
Sure.
I can go find out.
You think it's wise to bring this their droid with us? We've had nothing but trouble with droids lately.
You see the sergeant steps forward and she points down at the serpentine creature. She's like, that's evidence. That's coming with us.
Yeah, I just mean Eedee.
Oh yeah. You can take your droid wherever you want.
I walk over and I pick up the blaster that Eedee dropped.
No, it's still in its hand.
In Eedee's hand?
Yeah, it's still in Eedee's hand.
All right, I take it out of his hand and I walk over to the serpentine creature.
Yep.
And I kneel down in front of it and I take a look at it. I'm kind of like looking at. You said there was like something over it.
Yeah, it's a patchwork cloak of different fabrics. All of them are kind of the same shade, or would be the same shade, but it looks like they've been kind of left out to age. The pattern and the fabric itself is very reminiscent of the same kind of Jedi clothing that Eedee was given.
And I realize this.
Mm-hmm. Simple touch.
Okay, I think these cloaks might be trophies.
Trophies?
That's the same material as Eedee. There's Jedi clothing.
Yeah, and as he says that, and if you touch both articles of clothing, you can feel the same.
So what you're saying? This serpent has killed the Jedi's for Silas.
What if they were? No, go ahead, Silas.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, they did say that the Jedi were not really welcome here, and there's a bad history of things. And I looked over at Eedee like that happening to Jedi. I fear you're in grave danger, and I look at the doctor.
From what I understand about Jedis, again, I didn't complete my training, but if you train as a Jedi, not everyone becomes a Jedi, and some people end up, becoming dark forces. So who's to say that this wasn't just someone that trained with Eedee, so they have similar robes because they were training together, and then they turned.
But this isn't the same robe. There's different colors and different. It's not all one cohesive robe. This is from multiple different robes.
Oh,
this is not from just one person. And I move around. I start moving around the body to see if I see anything. Like I search the body.
Now that it's been shut down, you see that whatever was holding it together is starting to come apart. And as you start to move the body around, you can see that its arms pop out of their sockets. The head kind of lolls out of its body. There is nothing keeping it together anymore. And as it starts to fall apart, the beauty of what this creature was starts to exponentially lose itself in the destruction.
I want to see if I can, before it falls apart, I also wanted to see if I can find any of the crystals, because I remember Eedee's theory about the crystals being taken, and I want to, if I see any signs of the crystal on him or in this chamber that we're in.
Okay. Make an investigation roll. Okay. 8. You look around, and as you start to kind of like rifle through the body, it starts to decompose. And I use that as a very loose term. It doesn't like decompose itself. It just starts to kind of fall apart more rapidly. And you don't find any crystals on it. And as you kind of stop yourself from causing any more damage to the body, you kind of pull yourself away and start looking through the through the room properly. You hear, "Oh my, this is quite the dilemma. Is everything all right, officers?" And as you all trace your eyes to where this voice comes from, you can see this quadruplet set of Mune gentlemen kind of standing at the entrance to this carbonite freezing chamber.
Of course.
All of them look identical to each other.
Is this the same one that was on the deck when we first arrived?
It might be.
It looks like them.
But there's
like
4.
Saying, like it's the same race.
Same race. Right. Yeah. There's 4 of them.
Okay.
And not that you're starting to feel any racist thoughts, but they all look alike. Like, you catch yourself, you're like, am I just being racist, or do they just all? Is it just like a double set of twins? But you see that one of them kind of has a gold trim to his clothing, and he is behind the other three, but he's the one that's kind of like actively looking at the room. One of the humans that was with you, Silas and Xylus, Calix, he kind of rushes over. He's like, "Sir, you can't be here right now. This is an active crime scene." And he's like, "Oh my, I own this chamber. This is part of my company's holdings. Can I be of any help to you?" And the Calix just kind of like, let me talk to my sergeant, but if you all would just please kindly just kind of like step over there. And he's like, Haruff, you wanna keep an eye on these guys and just make sure that nobody else kind of comes in and disturbs the crime scene. And he roars begrudgingly, but kind of comes over and leads them gently over to where they should be standing, which is just far enough away that they can't see into the chamber, but they can be seen from inside the chamber. And Vithra, yeah, right? Yeah, Vithra kind of steps over to you guys, is like, these guys, they gave me the creeps.
Same for me when we first arrived. He had particular interest, and I looked down at Eedee.
I mean, yeah, after seeing him in action, he's a Jedi, droid. I can see why they would want someone of his caliber.
Let me ask, is there another way out of this chamber where they wouldn't see us taking Eedee out of here?
Yeah, not without a sky darter. And she kind of points to the window.
Oh.
Yeah, we're deep in it here in the chambers. Unfortunately, this is cramped for necessity more than convenience.
Do you happen to have any recommendations? We are in need of some equipment to. The good doctor here believes she can fix our. And I kind of like tilt my head and I'm just like, friend.
Right. I mean, like, he did save my life, so I kind of feel like I should go out of my way to help. Hewer, and she points at the Twi'lek that was struck by the whip. Hewer's my tech guy, but he's indisposed currently. I'd rather see him get medical help than anything else. I can put the word out, with some of the men, but I don't know, like these and maybe a handful more I can vouch for. I don't know who's with Major Rames though.
We're also gonna ask for another favor, actually.
All right.
He seemed to be missing one of our friends, one of our members. Actually,
she looks around. She's like, "Oh yeah, the little guy."
Yeah, that will be him. Be him. Maybe you can put a word out, see if anybody has seen him. Plus, not to mention, we're also missing our captain and our first mate.
Right. This is still Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is still an open investigation.
Also, Will, I get the gun from behind me and I do like a little Doc Holliday twirl, and I point the holster. I'm like, I believe y'all dropped this.
No, appreciate it. And she kind of like looks over at Hiris. I'll hold on to this while you're in recovery. And he kind of just like holds up his hand and then waves her away. She's like, yeah, no, I understand.
I hate to ask, but you don't happen to have a spare clip, would you? Seems to be. We encountered one of these creatures up on the platform, and it seemed to have. And I pull out my gun, and I take out the clip, and I show cleared me out of my ammunition. And given the Jedi are not too fondly looked at here, I would like to assist in protecting Eedee while he's still with us and the good doctor here.
She looks over at Calix and she's like, "Is this true?" And he nods. I wasn't about to just kind of like say that to you, Sergeant, but yeah, we did get attacked. Kind of. It left. Like it stood straight upright, almost like an antenna, and then it kind of just backed away before it did anything really to us. And she's like, "How long ago was this exactly?" And he gives her a time frame, and she's like, "It's around the same time that this thing kind of collapsed. They might be attached to each other over a network."
That would make sense with look how quickly this thing broke apart once it was no longer functioning. We could use this.
Yeah. All right.
And I look at the sergeant. I go, I know we've just met, Sergeant, but I think I can speak for the rest of the crew that you absolutely have we have your back when it comes to dealing with whatever the hell this is.
I appreciate it. I don't know how far this goes, and I'd like to have as many allies as possible. Like I know for a fact in my gut that the Major is a son of a bitch, but man, I don't want to go up against him unless I have proof and I have the right people kind of backing me up. So I appreciate that your group is not comprised of scumbags like most of the people that come to Bespin.
I didn't say that much, but we do have your back.
No.
And I just start smirk, and I smirk.
I'll make a note of it, Calix. These people might still be scumbags. And he kind of smiles in your direction, and he kind of nods.
I nod back at him. I pick up Eedee.
Okay.
The body, the robot body.
Yeah. It's heavy, but it's not as heavy as it should be. Like there's a lot of its gut work that has been removed to make way for this this kind of cradle inside.
You need help, Silas?
I won't turn down help ever. Doctor, can you handle?
Yes.
I guess the actual Eedee.
Yep, I'm on it, and I'm like making sure to scan really thoroughly so that I'm not missing any pieces.
Oh yeah, no,
I
there's no broken gem pieces that have come off of him.
Okay. Cool.
I kneel down to the gem, Will, and I just go, I knew that was a kill shot to the head. and then I start walking.
Perfect. Sure enough, you You start walking out of the carbonite freezing chamber, and you can see the four Mune are kind of staring at each other, just kind of talking in really hushed tones. And the one lead kind of steps out as he sees you guys approaching. He's like, I would like it to be known that if you have need of anything requiring assistance or craftsmen, please know that my organization is at your disposal. I feel terrible that your droid was harmed in one of our packing facilities.
I look up. I kind of look up at him. I'm like, crew member.
No.
Is there anything that I can do to sense if these guys are genuine or not?
I mean, you could use your actual regular skills. Like you could make a perception check to kind of see if they're being honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, or an investigation,
Do
whichever one of the two you want to use.
I'll do perception.
Okay.
Do the same. So it
Yeah.
doesn't make a big difference.
Yeah, 11. The way the three of them are kind of acting in synchronicity with the lead makes it really hard to tell if he's being disingenuous. Because everything is kind of magnified between the four of them. I mean, his tone is helpful. It's just... It's almost hypnotizing the way the four of them... excuse me. kind of work in tandem with each other. Silently, too. Like, there's no prompting of one or the other.
I look back at the doctor, and I just basically say, "Well, doctor, I guess this would be your decision. Is you know?" And I tap on Eedee. I go, "This is your project now."
One of my favorite moments is the fact that Brandon can hear all of what's going on. He can take it in, but he just can't talk about it.
So I'm not going to say aloud that I don't trust them, but I think I have a good... I'd say aloud that I think I've got a good idea of how we can take care of this. And then I look at them and I say, I appreciate your offer for help.
Of course. It is unfortunate. Please understand. It has been a difficulty dealing with our security droids. So the designer will be looked at and talked to. I can assure you of that. But please don't let us keep you from your destination.
Security droids?
And you see them.
So
you see them
that was
already.
your doing.
All of them shuffling into the carbonite chamber.
I drop
So
Eedee.
that...
Just toss it. Wait. No.
But yeah, you call out to them as they're walking away, but after their whole like comment about the security droid, like they just walk into the chamber, and they even kind of leave Haruf there, kind of trying to figure out what he should do. Like, should he just kind of like escort you out? Should he go back in there with him?
I actually walk over to Haruf.
Yeah.
And I just look up at Haruf.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing he's much taller than me.
Yeah, he's about 7.5 feet tall.
Yeah. And I'm like, Hurrah, please ask the sergeant if she can meet up with us at a later time. There's some pressing matters.
He nods with a low rumble of a growl.
Thank you for all your help. And I like pat him on the arm.
Yeah, he pats you on the arm as well.
And it breaks.
It is. You can feel the raw power of his Wookiee just strength. But after he pats you, he turns and he starts walking back into the chamber, and he kind of like stands guard to keep people away from him.
Always make friends with Wookiees.
Always.
And I'm like, well, Doctor, should we take Eedee's back to the ship? I don't know if we should be walking around the marketplace with him on my shoulder.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's get back
What
to
if
the
we
ship.
take him to the blacksmith?
I worry about just like walking all around the bazaar with a droid in a place that doesn't love droids, especially one that isn't functional.
I'm going to be able to make the same joke I did on Monday. We'll do Weekend at Bernie's. We'll make it look like he's walking.
Yeah.
It's true.
Put sunglasses on.
It works in one game. It'll work in the other.
It'll work in the other game.
Yep.
It works in every.
I mean, what time is it? Is it close to like what closing time would be? Maybe like if we were to bring him back to the ship, could we maybe go to the weaponsmith and then like close to when his shop is gonna close?
The clocks here are set to Bespin time, and without something to kind of give you an idea of what standard galactic time is, you kind of are guessing at what it's like, because remember the days on Bespin are I believe 16 hours long, so it's 8 hours of sun, 8 hours of night. So right now,
roll like streetwise.
yeah, you could both try to make a streetwise roll to try and figure out what time it is relative to Bespin.
I got really low streetwise. I can do it too.
Where is
You know what? Let's have Brandon do it too, just because he can't say anything to anybody.
Anything. Watch, he's gonna get the highest one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
No, he's gonna get a red on the wild die and he's gonna explode. Yes,
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, red on the wad die.
Oh my god.
So great.
Yeah.
Good thing
So-
you can't talk to us.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a fantastic
Just don't roll
suggestion.
no more. Don't roll no more.
It's in dice jail.
Yeah. So, as you guys are trying to figure out the local time, Flid manages to remember his one time that he was that he was in Bespin, and it is about prime time right now, according to the clocks, the Bespin clocks. Like you are in the prime of it. Everything should be bumping at the bazaar.
You guys, as I dig into my pockets, I pull out some snacks so I can eat, and it's like, yeah, you guys, it makes sense. This is prime time right now at Bespin with the markets, and we should head back to the ship and that, or you guys head back to the ship and I can go get the blacksmith and bring him back to our ship.
That sounds like a great idea. I don't want to be taking his business if it's like super busy. I'm worried that he won't come back until it's close to the end of like closing time. But it's worth a shot. That's a great idea.
I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Tell him that Silas sent me.
Yep.
Big fan of Silas.
We should be, yeah. But sure enough, you separate as you get to the lift. You stop at the bazaar level. You let Flid out. The rest of you continue up towards the ship.
Before Flid walks out, I turn to him and I go, "If you need to use your knife, use it. Be careful."
You can do it, Flid. Protect yourself.
as I dig into my pockets again and pull out another snack. Yeah, knife section, got it. Guys, yeah, you got this.
Yeah. And you just see him walk off the lift, and it just shoots up towards the starports again. But you get back to the ship without any incident. You can see that it looks like Gardef had come back at some point, because his tool belt is back in his room. But he is not there.
Okay.
Should have left a note.
But he's got his tool belt.
He
might be
had,
able to
well,
find
he had, because he left it.
Yeah, he left his tool belt.
Yeah,
right?
because he had taken it when you
Right.
couldn't find him, and now when he came back, he left it on the ship.
Right. Yeah. So Katie, you can access to his tool belt now.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you might be able to find something you need.
Okay, yeah, I can try that. If we try to call him on the comm again, still nothing?
Still no response. And you actually
I
hear
go-
your voice coming from his room.
Oh, he doesn't have his
Oh.
comm.
Right.
Okay.
Arr!
I go and get a new clip for my blaster
Okay.
because I've got right now, from what I know, the only living Jedi and a half that are on Bespin, and nobody likes Jedi, so I need to be able to protect.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do what I can. Like, does it look like the tools that Gar has are enough, or?
Oh yeah,
do I
easily,
need-
easily.
Well, then I'm gonna try to do what I can to work on ED,
Okay.
get them back.
Let's have you do the first of 3 to try and restabilize this cradle. It's gonna be computer
Okay.
programming repair first.
I can't
Okay.
help you
And
with
how
anything.
do? That's okay. How does using character points work?
You can use them after the roll.
I do that after, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you can only
Okay.
use 2 of them, up to 2 of them,
Okay.
on any one roll.
Like total per session or on?
No,
one
per
roll?
roll. So like if you want to use 2 of them on each of these 3 rolls, you can.
Alright, so, alright, let's do the first roll first.
Okay. Do you want to stay at your 12?
12 seems pretty
I feel like this is blackjack.
decent. I don't.
Stay or hit.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea how difficult it is, so I don't know if I even need to. But you know what? Yeah, let's just. So how would I use one?
Okay. So
What
On-
would I click?
on the
and
character,
which one?
yeah, on the character sheet itself, if you scroll up to the top, you'll see that there's a character point where your character points are located, like right next to them to the right of that. It'll say character point usage or character point roll. It's at the bottom. To the bottom of initiative. So you
Just click that.
click that. It'll ask you how many you want to use, and you can use 1 or 2. And then you just let it go.
I'm gonna use 1.
Okay. Well, you got a 1, so you're at 13. You want to hit or stay? Hit or stay.
Wow, that sucks. That did not help much at all. I'm gonna do it one more
Come on,
time.
All right, you're at 14.
Still a 1. All right.
So, and now go ahead and lower your character point by 2. Your total.
You're gonna have an extra arm,
Okay.
Brandon, that doesn't work.
And as you start to get to work on the body, the tools are helpful, but you're still missing pieces. So you're at a hump right now as far as the cradle is concerned. Do you want to try to work on the other 2 rolls, which are one is a droid programming roll, and the other one's a droid repair roll? or do you want to wait to get some?
Yeah. Let's do the. One is droid programming. One is droid repair.
Yep.
Or one is computer programming.
No, droid. They're both droid. It's just one is droid programming and one is droid repair. It's for the interfaces for his limbs and
my
for.
things are the same for both of those.
Okay, so roll one and then roll the other. Okay. Oh, there it is.
That's the other.
The one on the wall die. Okay. So you managed to work the motherboard enough so that you can restore the controls to the limbs, but as you try to put everything together using droid repair and bringing everything kind of under the same blanket just to make it easier on you to come back and fix the cradle and attach it to this hub, you end up frying the hub entirely. So now you're going to need an extra hub.
Okay. Damn it, you hear me say, Silas.
I take it it's not going well.
It was just one small wrong move
Well,
messed up the whole thing.
if Flid is still out there, if you want to message him on the comms, if there's something else you require.
What is it that I fried? The hub?
You need a droid interface hub, and you need a cradle extension. Those two things will help tremendously. Because these rolls you were making were to kind of circumnavigate that.
Got it. So I'll call Flid.
Yep.
Flid?
Comms are working now?
Comms are working.
Hey.
Hey, pal, how's it going?
I'm just here making my way towards blacksmith marking.
Yeah, you are literally waiting for him to finish with another customer, but he did recognize you. Makun is excited to help out.
Great.
Waiting.
If you happen to find a droid interface hub and a cradle extension, we need both of those things.
Whoa, what? Droid interface hub?
Yep, a droid interface hub. Hey, you have your data pad, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what I'm
and
doing.
the cradle extension.
We can write this down. Let's do that.
Cradle extension.
Awesome. You're the best,
Got it right
Flid.
here. My notepad. Anything else?
No, that's it. We really appreciate you. Let us know how it goes with the weaponsmith.
Kitty, give me a perception check as he holds up the data pad to your image.
Okay.
He's excited. He's excited to help us. As soon as I mentioned Silas, the gunslinger.
Oh, very nice. You notice that as he holds up the data pad to the holographic interface, it kind of flickers for a moment as it tries to kind of grab the image of this two-dimensional kind of iPad that he has, and then you see that it shows you the picture behind his notepad is of him holding one of his children. And then again you see the image kind of flicker as it tries to capture the two-dimensional image behind it, kind of like if you take a picture with your phone of your laptop screen, like there's that kind of waviness, and you can see the actual like waves of kind of energy weaving in and out. So it's really hard to kind of see. But yeah.
So it looks like that image is like background image, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there's like another application where the words are.
Yeah.
In front of it.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he's talking about how Marcoon is excited and this and that, and sure enough, you see there's an interaction behind him, and somebody kind of a shadow like slides across the background of him, and then you see kind of Marcoon step into the holo projector. He's like, I heard that you need some things to fix your droid friend. What can I do to help?
Hey, Marcoon. They just notified me. As you can see, we're in communication. We're looking for a droid interface hub, a cradle extension.
All right, sure. I know exactly where to get those things. We'll be right up. And he kind of goes over right as somebody's about to walk into the store. He's like, I'm busy with an order. I can't really help you right now. I'll be back tomorrow. And you see kind of like he switches his open sign, and he goes over. He kind of gets out of the apron, like the leather apron that he has, and the dirty kind of shirt, and he puts on another like the gunslinger shirt from the bar, and a kind of like denim jacket, and he comes over to you. He's like, all right, we're gonna go down the street here. We're gonna talk to a friend of mine.
I'm so sorry for the inconvenience, Marcoon.
Like, no, please.
I have to give him an autograph.
Away. You had to close shop.
I have to give him an autograph.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But don't worry. I guarantee. I promise you, when we get back, I'll have Silas, the gunslinger himself. He's gonna sign your T-shirt.
he laughs, and he's just like, listen, if this is the least I could do to pay back the man who put me on the path to find true love. So anything that I can help you,
an amazing thing.
Anything that I can help you with, I'll be willing to do.
Oh man, I know the feeling. True love is such a remarkable feeling. It's like,
yeah,
it's so unexpected. You can't explain it.
And as you're walking with him, he's like, do you have kids, by the way? Because we talked about it, but it's just,
oh yeah,
it's frightening, you know.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful thing, Marcoon. Honestly, like, thing to be scared of. I remember, oh man, my two boys and my wife, and I remember when Zots was born. I was just holding him there in my arms, and he had such wonderful big ears, those big eyes, just looking back at me.
Did you
feeling. Like, honestly,
did you ever feel like you weren't good enough? Because that's man. To be honest with you, man, like I wake up and I'm just like, can I do it? You know, to be in charge of this life.
That thought has crossed me a few times. But you gotta get over it, and you gotta step up to it and take over. I mean, luckily I had a good example to follow. I followed my father's footsteps. And good old pops, I tell you. And
that must be nice.
Yeah, just telling you, true love, my friend. Such a wonderful thing. Like,
he's like, I wish I still had my father around for him to help me with this, because it's terrifying, you know, to think about this. And as he's talking to you and kind of opening himself up to you, out of one of the alleys, you see these three kind of masked hoodlums come rushing forward, and they stab him, and they reach out to stab at you, and this is where we'll pick up the next session.
No, you can't do this.
No.
Oh no, this is. Oh, stop.
This is what we're doing. So, I'd like to thank everyone who came out and is watching our Star Wars game, please be aware that we are here every Friday. If you want Vampire on Monday, we're going to be starting our Anarch storyline, and on Wednesday we are starting our full group of Legend of the Five Rings. Blood, Bone, and Blade, I believe is the title. But like always, please be safe. Keep yourselves healthy and safe. Keep your distance. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. And if you're getting vaccinated, please still kind of heed the science and kind of wear your mask regardless. And like always, we're big proponents here on mental health. And if you feel like the weight of the world is coming down on you, just know that you have friends and family that you can reach out to. And if you are somebody that hasn't heard from somebody that is usually strong in your life, reach out to them. Let them know that they are not alone. And if you can't reach out to friends or family, please, there's no shame in reaching out to a professional and getting professional help. That's what they get paid to do, and that's what their chosen lot in life is to do, is to help others. And and if you're in a crisis point and you see us in chat, we will try to be here for you as much as possible, as much as we can be, but we are not a replacement for professional help. So please do not be ashamed of that. Get some help. Keep your distance, be safe, and we will see you when we see you. Have a good night, everybody.